Hello viewers and welcome to another Let's Play series. Today we will be starting another game in the Catacomb series. This is the second 2D game in the Catacomb series, which is creatively titled The Catacomb. As you can see here, we are at the opening screen. Soft Disc Publishing presents The Catacomb by John Carmack. Copyright 1990 to 93, Soft Disc Publishing. I think this game was originally released in 1990. It's a somewhat expanded version of the original Catacomb, with some interesting extra features, some minor changes. Overall, though, it's pretty much the same kind of gameplay. So yes, The Catacomb. We have the wonderful sound effects again, the wonderful colour scheme. Once again, we can still shoot. It basically plays exactly the same as the first one. There is, interestingly enough, some minor storyline that doesn't actually get mentioned in the game at all. There's a tiny snippet in a little text file that comes with the game. It basically says the following: "You are a mighty wizard who has been sent on a mission to free the palace of Kirlon from the powers of darkness. Armed with the power to hurl powerful magic missiles, you strike out on a grand adventure." That's it. That's the story. Right. There's also a summary of how to play. You'll enter 30 levels inside the castle. In each level, you will be confronted by a host of evil creatures set to spoil your day. Pretty much then it's just instructions. Chests will contain points. Should your body points reach 0, you will die. Drink potions to not die. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. The actual gameplay mechanics are pretty much the same as before. It does mention that the game is a bit longer than the first one. The first game only had 10 levels in the DOS version anyway. This game has 30 levels. It mentions in the text file here, the first 10 levels are tough. The next 10 may trap you if you're not careful. The last 10 are so difficult it is embarrassing. Save your scrolls. That is some sage advice. We will try to save many of our scrolls through to the later stages of the game. So we will continue on here. We've picked up a couple of keys right off the bat. And we're going to just kill these little goblin dudes that are floating around outside the castle here. One thing that this does seem clear in Catacomb 2, the levels do seem like they're quite often times more designed to actually look like something. I mean, this is clearly designed to be a castle, or Kirlon Palace. Interestingly, that's spelled completely different in game than it is in the text file that comes with it. Ass wipe your feet. Or please wipe your feet. That makes more sense. Oh, these seem to be breakable. One cool little feature in this game. In the first game, you had to repeatedly shoot at walls to get them to break. In this one, as we'll see in a better example in just a moment, you only need to shoot one part of the wall and the whole thing will break open, which is pretty cool. We are almost dead. We need to watch out for that. There's a couple of other cool, neat features in this one that we'll come to shortly. But yeah, there we go. So you can just single shot open the whole area right up. And we'll just take these guys out and make our way down here. We can still strafe as before, so we can back off of these guys. And yep, you're gonna come out. No, yeah, no, why not? No, there we go. Grab some potions. We're going to be wanting to grab as many potions as we can and hopefully not use too many of them. Although there will be a point roughly in the middle of the game where we will be able to collect quite a lot of potions. So there's a little trick that you can do to get plenty of potions to make it through the harder stages in the later part of the game, and it does get brutally hard, this game. The first Catacomb game was pretty pretty easy. It did have a couple of little tricky levels, but overall the game wasn't too difficult. Catacomb 2, on the other hand, is tough. This is a very, very difficult game, if you approach it the wrong way, certainly. But there are ways to mitigate a lot of the problems that can occur. Right, there's several locked doors here. There's also multiple skeletons coming at us. We don't want to be using up too many of our potions and things like that. We're going to want to watch out for things like this. These guys can hurt a lot. We are probably best to just stay out of its way. It's probably the best solution to that. Okay, we're going to clear these little dudes out of the area. That looks suspiciously like a key, which would suggest that we can open it up. And there's some treasure in there too. Now, all of these doors have their own keys inside them, so we can grab some power-ups within all of these little rooms. Where did you come from? I thought God I'd ever do from out here. No. Try not to die at this early stage. Okay, now continuing on, not really. I mean, we can kill this guy, I suppose. That will get us a few points. There's a few potions in here, so we'll want to pick those up. There's a potion in here. And this would be the way out. We took some damage there, but never mind. Portal, entering level 4. Whoa, we are immediately under attack. So this level is a little bit more haphazard in shape. We took quite a few hits there, that was unfortunate. So, I wonder... Whoa, that was an opening. There we go. So there's little secret areas all over the place as usual. Here are some ogres. Now there is an exit. We've not really fully explored the top side of here yet. I feel like there's going to be more in this place. There's a dude. Maybe there's not more in this place. Oh, there we go. There's a tunnel here. Multiple areas. And a whole bunch of potions and some scrolls. Scrolls are useful for much the same reason as before, but we'll be stockpiling a lot of scrolls towards the end of the game, and they will get used up within the last couple of levels. You'll see why when we get there. Okay, there's a whole bunch of treasure here. "14 is a bad place." Now, this seems to be a portal to a secret level, perhaps, level 14. What I'm going to do, this is a cool new feature that came in this game. There is actually a save function, which is nice. It will, if you have to load a game, it will restart you at the start of the level that you saved on, but it's better than being chucked all the way back to the start of the game. So I'm going to save just in slot 1. We can overwrite whatever was in there before. And we'll pick up these head potions. Do we want to go to the bad place? Why not? Let's do it. We were warned. Yes, there's a whole bunch of ogres here. Fortunately, these guys aren't too tough to kill. There seems to be rather a lot of them, though. If we can just get them to come to me, we can hide in here and fire shots out at them. Yep, there's rather a lot of these guys. We were warned. It did say this was a bad place. It doesn't seem like they were kidding. We are in a bad place. We are surrounded by lots and lots of ogres, and it's a bit of a pain. Fortunately, they're not too tough, these guys. I mean, there's just large numbers of them. They're not super fast, so we can run away from them. You usually take them out with one shot from a charged blast. Right, there is lots and lots of these guys. I'm wondering if it's maybe worth just getting into the middle of them and using some nukes. It's such an open place because it uses a tile-based scrolling system. It doesn't actually feel like you're moving when you're in the middle. Right, surely we must be just about clear. We used up quite a few nukes there, unfortunately. Might have been foolish, we might need those. Well, we'll see. Right. It's now not altogether clear where we're supposed to go. Somewhere the walls in here will be breakable. We'll just strafe along and see if we can find an opening. It's a strange little bit up here, but doesn't seem to have any particular purpose. Now, there must be something in this moundy area here. There we go. And we have a portal. This place is even worse. Great. That's just what we want to hear. Young Johnny was a fighter. So strong and quick and clean. Young Johnny fought a dragon. And never turned 18. Yes, okay. There. One thing that I can notice here, there's something a little suspicious about that block just above where it says 18. Quite often you'll see in this game, if there's a number written down somewhere, there's often a portal above it. In this case, it seems to be an invisible portal, but it might be a portal that leads to level 18. Now that is also one of the dragons from the... Well, the dragon that was the final boss in the first Catacomb game. We will be seeing a lot more of them, to put it one way. These guys crop up all over the place in Catacomb 2. We will probably want to use a bolt to take him out. And that just leaves us with these guys. These guys are not fun. They're quite strong, they can do a whole bunch of damage to us. And there's probably a whole bunch of them over here. Whoa, right. Hopefully they'll come to me. That's make it a little easier. There we come. Right, there's a lot of these guys. There's a lot of these guys in here, and they're strong. And they shoot fireballs, and they're quite fast. Oh. Nasty. Right, we want them to come to me, not wanting to fight them in there particularly. I'd rather fight them one at a time if possible. Come out here, dude. There we go. Is there any more? Right, these freaking ninja dudes that run really, really fast. They are horrible to fight. They do quite a lot of damage. They're very, very fast. Right, are any of these breakable? So we don't have a key. There must be a secret somewhere that contains a key so we can get through that door. I'm not sure where it is. Unless it's in a very specific tile of one of these blocks, or... who knows, we can probably just go here anyway. That is a portal, and it takes us to the secret level, level 18. Lots of gold, lots of luck. And ninjas. These guys will hurt us a lot if we're not careful, so we're gonna have to be careful. Boo! So we could find ourselves going through a few potions here if we're not careful. Because these ninjas are a pain. They will chase you, they will cause lots of problems, and they hurt a lot, and they are quite hard to kill as well. Yo, go away, go away. Yeah, the ninjas are even more annoying than the skeletons, the white enemies. I mean, they're quite fast. The ninjas are probably even faster, and they are tougher. They take a lot more damage. So we're plowing through some potions here, unfortunately. It's not really what we want to do, but we'll be able to collect more. You'll see why shortly. Make notice we've jumped obviously quite a few levels. We're at level 18. Part of the reason for that is this game is somewhat non-linear in terms of level progression, and it is possible to go backwards through the game as well. You can go to previous levels in certain scenarios. Oh jeez. Yeah, I think that justified a nuke. A lot of treasure in here, that's good. Good. There's a nice score. Oh, there's lots of these guys as well. It's another very big open room. It's difficult if you end up in wide open spaces in this game and you end up surrounded. It can be very, very problematic. I like to use the level design to my advantage. Quite often with some of the larger enemies especially, you'll be able to find yourself in positions where you can get enemies stuck or get into a position where you can shoot the enemies but they can't shoot you from where they are because they're too big to get out or something along those lines. So quite often it's advantageous to use the level design to your benefit. Now, is there any sneaky little secret areas in the walls around here, perhaps? I don't think you'd probably not, but we'll check anyway. Okay, it seems like we will need to just go finding the portal now. Once again, it's a hidden portal here. If you haven't spotted it yet, it is sneakily hidden up here. And look at the number that's under it. Yes, that's a number. It's number 1. This will take us right back to the start of the game. Yep, we're back here. We do, however, have some more scrolls and health potions than we did at the very start. So, that is good. We've collected some of those. We also have quite a high score already. And this game's not really much if you don't have a score to go for. That's pretty much the whole point. It's an indication of the treasure that we're collecting from the castle. So we're basically now going back in, back into the castle from the start. So like I said, this game is fairly interesting in terms of its setup. rather than just going a straight forward through a whole bunch of levels. You can go back and forward a little bit. There's multiple routes through the... Not multiple routes per se, but there's multiple different choices you've got at certain points in the game, and we'll see more of that as we go through. For the meantime, though, I'm going to call this the end of the first video here, and we'll pick up from here in the next part. Hope you've enjoyed this so far. If you have, give us a like, leave us some feedback in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. Thank you for watching once again, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.